Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing this amazing morning? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Linda. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Betty Rose. Good morning, Miss Lois. Good morning, Denicia. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing today? You already know I'm blessed. Hit the thumbs up button. I hope today we're not going to have problems. Yesterday we had issues with the room. Like I couldn't see your chat. Let me move me up a little bit or down. No, up. Hmm, that's better. I got on the vest today, y'all. So yesterday the chat went crazy. It froze. I couldn't see any of the comments. I didn't know what was going on, so I was like kind of like talking to myself yesterday, and I was like, it feels so weird just to just talk, and then I had no engagement. So today today hopefully it is better. I got on green earrings today. These I think are called Nikkie's favorites or something like that. I got these from Push Classic Collections, y'all. Get into it. I got them in green and I got them in mauve too. But I got the green ones. When she said I got them in green, we already know I'm wearing green for the year. So got my green bracelets on, I got my green earrings on, and we are good to go. We are good to go. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Miss Deltra. Good morning, y'all. All right, so how much did y'all hear yesterday? Did y'all well, I know you guys heard everything. So did you get any information from yesterday about triggers and emotions? Put a one in the chat if you learned something new about triggers and emotions. Put a one in the chat. And the book that I was referencing is Contagious by Jonah Berger. And that book is so good. I'm listening to it now. It is just, I absolutely love it. It's so good. It's so good. So good. So good. So if you have time, if you're not reading anything currently, I say that's a suggested read. Um, I really think that you guys should go ahead and pick that one up because it really helps you to think and to get into the mind of how people think when in order to make a purchase of your stuff, right? So when people are buying your products, they're buying it based on emotion, right? We've said this previously that people buy your things based on their emotions and not just because it's a candle, right? Yeah, you have a pretty candle. Yeah, you have a pretty whatever, but they're buying it because it's going to make them feel a certain type of way. It's going to give them a certain type of status. They're going to be able to share it with their friends and show it, but they're not going to just show the thing, they're going to show the story. So we need to get really clear on the story that we tell to our customers because this is going to change the way you start to market your stuff. We've all said that most of us, we just post. There's no value in the post, there's no emotion in the post, people don't really know the story behind the branding in the post. And so those are some of the things that everybody was struggling with their content. So this is going to translate not only on your social media, but this is going to translate in how you communicate with your audience. This is going to translate in how when you show up, how you show up, what you're going to say, what they're going to feel, because you got to remember your story is going to leave them with a feeling. And what is that feeling that you want them to have? Right. So you got to be clear on that. Hey cousin, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, everybody, please hit the thumbs up button. And if you enjoyed yesterday, make sure you share this video out and let everybody know. Come on and join us over here because we popping. And let them know, you want to learn about your business. You want to be inspired. You want some fire under your butt so you can start moving. Come join us over here. Come join us. Good morning, LaShawn. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So only one. Okay. Only one. All right, we got it. We got it. So when I want to ask you guys, we're going to go through a few things, right? And I want you to put it in the chat. So get your fingers ready. Get them ready. I was going to put on nails today. So when I do all of this, you can see my fingers like popping. I'm crazy, right? I was gonna pop them right off so I could work afterwards. I got them right here. Look at these, my little green press-ons. But then I can't work. I can't work with nails. I don't even know why I continue to buy them. I got a whole bunch of nail stuff, and I continue rhinestones, little. I got little teddy bears, little roses. I don't even wear these things. I don't even know why I do that. I don't know why I do it to myself. But we're gonna work it out. All right. So everybody put a one in the chat if your fingers are ready. Your fingers are ready. Your fingers are ready, because this is going to be very engaging. Because while I have you here, I'm gonna make sure that you communicate with me as much as possible. Because if yesterday happens again, which is not, because I'm not calling that into here, right? I'm not even gonna mention it, because it ain't gonna happen. All right, so get your fingers ready. Put ones in the chat. 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 If you engage, that means you're going to listen. You're going to recall it. You're going to be able to use this information later on. Okay? Ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. My button, yes. Okay, so when you think about this particular brand, what do you feel about this brand, right? BMW. When you think of BMW, what do you associate BMW with? I associate BMWs with blank. I associate BMWs with what? Somebody put it in the chat. Somebody put it in the chat. Somebody put it in the chat. People don't buy BMWs just because they buy it for themselves. They buy it because of the status symbol, right? Because when people reach a certain level of status, people are like, oh, I'm going to buy myself a luxury car, right? I'm going to buy this because people will know that I am that. People will know that I have expensive taste because I have expensive taste in my vehicles. People will know that this is what I do because I have a lot of money, right? And even if somebody is broke, but they have a BMW, people will automatically assume they must have some money, right? And I'm not talking about, we could go into like, we know you got that car from somebody else, or how old the car is, and if you got this and if you got that. We're not even going into that. We're just talking about the status of the car itself, right? Expensive and ugly. Classic, smooth, luxury car, luxury, high end. Exactly. So it's about status, right? So people are not really buying it. I mean, some people buy because they love cars, but they're also doing it because they want people to think that they have expensive taste, right? So when you think about peanut butter, what's the thing you associate peanut butter with? Right? Because this is going to help you when you're talking about the triggers, right? Because things automatically lead to another thing, right? Because you already assume what somebody is or what they do based on how they look or how they dress or what they wear. I mean, or the house that they live in, the neighborhood that they live in, where they come from. You are automatically assume a certain kind of behavior from these people. And this is the same thing about buying patterns as well. As far as your business is concerned, as far as your product is concerned, people are going to automatically assume certain things. And if you want them to assume the right things, your story has to come correct, right? So let me see. I think of people that have money, new technology, smooth, healthy, tasty. Okay, so when you think about peanut butter, smooth, healthy, tasty, that's from Linda. Hey, Linda. Um, Jelly, sandwich, peanuts. Come on, come on, come on, come on. A whack lunch. I put peanut butter on my apples. I think about peanut butter apples. But what do you normally, the next thing in line is going to be jelly, right? So yummy, no jelly. That is what you're going to think, right? So remember that people are going to associate certain things with a certain look, with a certain product. And when they do that, you want to make sure when you're telling your story that they're associating it right. So if your product is luxury and it promotes relaxation, but your background and your images are chaotic and cluttered, people are not going to get luxury from that. It doesn't matter if you have the most expensive vessel, you use the most expensive wax and the most expensive anything, right? It doesn't matter that you use all of that if the look And if the aesthetic isn't matching what you're saying that the brand is, so your brand has to match the aesthetic. So you got to walk it like you talk it, right? So the brand has to match with the language, it has to match with the feeling that you're trying to give, it has to match with the status, it has to match everything. You can't say I want somebody to buy $100 candle and you got it in a cluttered, messy kitchen, right? Because people are not going to associate luxury with that. They're not going to associate luxury with clutter. So does everybody feel what I'm saying? Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat. Your story has to match the brand, or yeah, your story has to match the brand, right? Because if you want it to have a certain feel, then you got to make sure that it does. And so we're going to also go on what the emotions are, right? The emotions and the triggers. So if you're saying that this product is luxury and it promotes serenity, right? I got to give you serenity. I gotta tell you, you should buy my $100 candle, because you're not just buying it because of all of the great things about this candle, but I'm telling you that you're going to like this candle, and you're going to feel serene, as if you're in one of the most luxurious spas in America or wherever. And you could just relax, and you could just meditate, and you could just enjoy your time. Maybe you should even put on some music, so you give them a whole feeling and a whole vibe, right? So that's going to be a trigger. So whenever somebody say, hey, I need to relax, or I have some downtime, I have some time that I could just really focus on myself, maybe I should pick up one of these candles. It's got to be an emotional trigger that is going to make people remember. So you got to figure out, where can you meet them so that the trigger can go off, right? I meet my customers when they're taking care of their skin. I meet my customers when they're taking off their makeup. So anytime you doing your makeup, if you continue to see messages from me, anytime you do your makeup, you're going to think, oh, maybe I need to try that natural brush cleaner. It cleans, conditions, and sanitizes in one easy step. Oh, maybe I need to try that oatmeal soap. It's cold outside, and I do notice those dry patches that Nikki was talking about in her stories. Maybe I need to try that oatmeal and honey soap. I see her wash her face every day with that soap, so it must work, right? So you got to make sure that your story is consistent to what you want your product to be, and also that it ties into an emotion and a trigger that is going to captivate your audience, so that they're going to remember to come and buy, or to remember to talk about it to somebody else. Because people don't just share the product, people share the story. So how are you telling a story? Yeah, you have a thing, but what's the story behind the thing? It doesn't even need to be a deep story, right? It doesn't even need to be that. It could just be that maybe you just need to relax. I just think you need to relax. So maybe if you need to relax, this is what you should be doing, right? And I'm going to give you methods on how to relax. I'm going to do all the things about relaxation, so that whenever it's time for you to relax, because you may not be relaxing right now. You may be chaotic. You may be all over the place. You may be at work. You may not even have time to, but maybe you had a stressful day. But when you do have that time, I want you to think about me. I want to be at the top of the mind, right? Because in the book, it says top of mind. It means tip of tongue, right? Yes, yes, and yes. Everybody put ones in the chat. Yes, yes, and yes. Top of mind means tip of tongue. I think you guys all should remember that. Matter of fact, y'all can put that in the chat. Top of mind means tip of tongue. Top of mind means tip of tongue. Right? And I also wrote down, is another key thing that he said in the book, is when we share, we care. So people share things because they first of all, they like to know something, right? But if you know that somebody is having a certain ailment or certain problem, or they're stressed out, or maybe they're grieving or something like that, then they're going to be like, oh, that's a trigger. And they'll be like, oh, you know what, this person was selling this, and maybe you should try this thing because they said it's going to help you to relax. It's going to help you do this. It's going to help you do something that is going to get you through this whatever moment you are having right now. Right? So when we share, we care. Top of mind means tip of tongue. That's right. All right. So I wrote, triggers are stimuli that prompt people to think about related things. Right? And remember, I was saying that yesterday. I think somewhere along I was asking you guys to say what would be a trigger, but I couldn't see any of the comments. Cousin said that everybody was talking about, couldn't see nothing. Because they nothing. All right. So triggers are stimuli that prompt people to think about related things. Right. So when you think about BMW, you think about luxury. When you think about peanut butter, you think about jelly. When you think about winter, you think about coats. When you think, you know what I'm saying? So what could be what can be a trigger for your product? And something in your everyday life, in their everyday environment, what could be a trigger for your product? You guys put that in the chat. If I'm going in the shower and I realize that my soap doesn't massage me, it's just a regular old bar soap, and this is a boring old bar soap, and I got to use this bar soap to wash my body. I'm not thinking like, oh, this is a boring bar soap. But if you create that, oh, this is a boring bar soap, then you're going to associate your soap with that boring bar soap, because people are going to look at that boring bar soap and say, oh, you know what, I seen this soap and it has like these bubbles on the top and it's supposed to massage your skin. Maybe that was, and my body is hurting. I had a long day at work. Maybe I need to try that soap because, this boring bar soap is just boring, right? And so in the book, he was saying when Kit Kat had a decline in sales, so they had to figure out how to make Kit Kat popping again. And so what they did was, good morning, Yazzie Faye. Good morning, Latanya. What they did with Kit Kats was they associated with coffee, because coffee is something that people are drinking mostly in the morning for their boost, for their pick me up, right? People are doing that every day. He said that you could have used hot chocolate, you could have used any kind of warm beverage, but people are normally drinking coffee in the morning. If you associate hot chocolate, you associate hot chocolate with cold winters, fireplace snuggle. You don't associate hot chocolate with, I'm gonna drink that every single day. Like you think about coffee. You think about coffee, you go to Dunkin', you get your coffee, you go to Starbucks and get your coffee, you go to all these different places to get your coffee, and then you thinking you're drinking that for breakfast because that's what you need. You on the go, you drinking your coffee. And so it's saying that you have your coffee, think about Kit Kat. So it made coffee and Kit Kat a thing. So what can make people think about your product, or what could be the trigger that's going to make people think about your product, right? I say a ordinary boring bar of soap compared to this luxury massage bar that is going to massage and stimulate your muscles and increase blood flow and that makes the soap sound so much better than the soap that they have in their shower, right? Even if it's a body wash, right? It makes it sound so much better. And that's the way you gotta sell it, because people are going to remember it. Yeah, you think that it's boring and you think that people haven't heard it before and you don't want to keep on drilling something in their head, but you gotta keep on drilling it in their head. You gotta let them get sick of you. Let them get sick of you, right? Because when that emotional trigger happens, they are going to say, oh, I remember. They're going to remember that information. They're going to recall it, right? So you want to make sure top of mind means tip of tongue. Yes? And let me see. Needing to relax from a stressful day. Hearing you deserve to rest and calm music. Yes. It's hilarious that people actually call me Yazzie Faye now because of you. That's your name, girl. That's your name. I love the word exfoliating, and use it. And use it where it needs to be placed, right? And then you could also use these things as educational moments, right? Because you can say, when you're in the shower, you know that you want to take the dead skin off your body, and then you just make them seem like, oh, you know what, I never thought about that. And so these are the things that are going to be triggers that every time they take a shower, anytime they walk into the bathroom, they're going to think about your soap. Anytime they think about their taking a bath, they're going to think about your bath bombs. Anytime that they think about relaxing because they had a long day at work, they're going to think about lighting your candle. So think about ways that you can incorporate some triggers into your story so that people are going to place it in their everyday lives, and then they're going to remember your brand. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. Put a 1. Oh, you think about my scrub? Yep, because my scrub is popping. My scrub is popping. All right, everybody, come on, let's get it, let's get it, let's go. And everybody, don't forget to hit the like button or the love button, wherever that's at. All right, all right, all right. Hey, D. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, so everybody understands what I'm saying. So now I need you guys to think about it. I want you to think, and I want you to think about your messaging, and I want you to think about how can you incorporate triggers into this story so that whenever, not really incorporate triggers, but you got to make sure that you trigger people to purchase your thing, right? So what would be a trigger for them? Eliminating odors. I have neighbors that smoke and it's so strong. I keep my candles going all the time. You need to talk about that in your stuff. You need to talk about that in your stuff. Do you not like the way smoke smells? You could even you don't like smoke in your area, people smoking around you. You're in a household with people that smoke and it's stuck in the scent is stuck in the fabric, it's stuck in your in the rooms or whatever. You should light my candle. People need to know that. Why? Because whenever somebody smoke, that's going to be a trigger. I need to light Miss Deltra's candle. I need to spray Miss Deltra's room spray. I need to use this right now because that's going to take the smoke scent out of the air. And that's what I need. That is a trigger. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. What else can you use? What else can you use? I always go to Tiffany's massage soap because I love that one. Again, it as you working out, you had a long day at work, these kids getting on your nerves. Relax with this. Scrub with this. Your back hurting because you've been scrubbing floors all day because the kids are making messes and writing on walls, and you got to wipe the walls off, and you got to cook dinner, and you got to do this, and you got to run everybody all over the place, and your body is just tired. Try this soap, right? Good morning, Yolanda. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Try this soap because this soap is going to help you to relax your muscles, to release that tension so that you can go have a restful sleep, so that you can sit down and enjoy yourself, kick your feet up, have a glass of wine and just enjoy your favorite show or enjoy your favorite book or just meditate or just relax, right? Or just sit in silence or just sit in the room with the candle lit, right? And just do that. See, you created a whole scene. I painted a picture, and I'm pretty sure. Let me just ask, because I'm not gonna say I'm pretty sure. Did you guys, when I said kick up your feet, or I said the kids are making a mess, and you're writing on the walls and writing on the floor, and then you go take a shower, release the tension in your muscles, and you kick back and relax, and you have a nice glass of wine, and you do the thing that you do, right? Did you picture that in your head? Put a 1 in the chat if you did. Put a 2 if you did not. Had a busy day, try this. Absolutely, Miss Lois. And those are your hooks, right? Those are your hooks. The feeling you get after cleaning your car and putting up that new car air freshener, my car diffusers will give you that feeling every time you get in your car. I hope you're writing these things down, girl. Because when you say, I don't know what to, not you, but anyone in the room, say, I don't know what to say for content, y'all got content right here. You got content right here. How many of you guys actually pictured what I just said? Because if you pictured what I just said, so are your customers. Your customers are going to picture the same thing. And so when they're in their environment and they have the same things going on, boom, trigger. I need to get that soap. Kids getting on my nerves, boom, trigger. I need to get this candle. I need some me time, boom, I need to go get that thing. Right? And so this is how you're going to capture your people, because this is how they're going to share the story. Because mothers hang out, well, I didn't like to hang out with other mothers. I told y'all that. But most of the time you're going to be in events with other mothers, right? Because your kids got to do different things. So you are going to meet other mothers along your way in everything you do in life. You're going to meet parents and in the basketball games, in the football games, at the meetups, at the supermarket, you're going to see them. You're going to see them wherever. You're going to see them at practice. You're going to see them at the games. You're going to see them in school when you go to the shows. You're going to see parents everywhere, and you're going to end up communicating anyway, right? And so imagine a parent that saw your soap after a busy day, kids writing on the walls and on the floor. and they need, their muscles are tired, they needed to take a shower, and they use this soap, right? Whenever a mother, when when they're at the practice and they're talking, right, and whenever a mother says, oh, I'm so tired, my back is hurting, I'm so tired of driving these kids around, it's just getting so annoying now, I'll be glad when these kids are 18 or 16, when they could drive themselves and take themselves to practice and da 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 da. I'll be happy when they could do that, right? And then what the other mother who used your soap gonna say? You know what I use? Girl, you should try this soap, because let me tell you something. This soap is going. My back was hurting. I took Jamie to practice the other day, and I just had a pain in my back, and I was like, you know what? Let me try this soap, and I tried the soap, and it was, girl. And they're gonna talk about it, right? But if you have those triggers in everyday life, people are going to always remember you. Top of mind means tip of tongue. Yes, yes, and yes. The mom groups in my community found me. I don't hang out with other mothers either, because baby, my kids work my nerves, and I don't need yours to work with them too, right? Because then y'all all together and it's just a bunch of chaos. I'd be like, you're not gonna hit your kid? No. It's part of my self-care. I hear that, because I was the same way. Good morning, Patricia. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Right. So remember that. Remember that is going to be the emotional triggers that is going to work, and the emotional triggers that is going to people are going to want to share, right? That's going to encourage people to share, right? Because they're going to say, oh, you had a tough day? Let me share this. Because people love to be problem solvers. People love to be the first that's up on something and somebody didn't know. How many times have you tried a product and you feel you was like, I'm the first person that got it, I'm gonna put you up on game? How many times have you said that? How many times do you share something because you feel like you're the first person to have tried something, have learned something, and so you start to share it and you talk about it to everybody? How many of you are like that? Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat. Right? You're not gonna control your kids. I think your son need a timeout or a beating. Do it. Do something. So how many of you guys do that? You want to be the first person, you know something, and you want to share it as soon as you get it. That's what people did with Beyonce's her capsule collection, right? People was like, as soon as they got it, they was like, oh, I need to share this out with everybody, right? Because I got my box, right? And so it made them seem like they're part of the in crowd, right? I got my box. So since I got my box, let me show the world that I got it before y'all, right? And now that I showed it to you, now you're gonna feel like, oh, I'm not a celebrity, I'm not an influencer, so I didn't get my Beyonce box, but I could go get the clothes from the store, and I could have the same outfit, I could rock the same thing. That makes me part of that in crowd, right? Do you want to be a part of the in crowd? Because a lot of people is about, being in groups. Because if you're rocking it, then it must be popping. If everybody is doing it, then there must be something wrong with me if I'm not. Right? That's how people think. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's how the mentality of people. Right? You also use the example. If you're in like a seminar, right? And somebody asks you a question. I mean, and the host asks you a question, the speaker asks you a question, and you sitting at the seminar, you're going to wait. A lot of the times people will sit back and wait until they see other people raising their hands, and then they'll say something, right? Because if they're doing it, I might as well do it, because I did have a question, but I didn't want to seem like I was the only one that was going to ask a question. Or I didn't want to seem like I was the only one who didn't understand what was going on. Or I'm not going to act like I'm the only one who disagrees or whatever. So you don't want to be that person that stands out like that. So you kind of wait until everybody else is doing it. That's the same thing. That's the same habits of people's behaviors when they're purchasing. That's the same habits, right? And so if you establish that social currency and let people know about your products, people are going to start talking about it and start sharing it. And so people are going to start thinking, well, I must need this because everybody is talking about it. And if you're not talking about it, then how are people going to know? So you're going to have to make sure that you are communicating about your product so that people can know everybody is talking about this thing. Everybody is talking about this thing. So since everybody's talking about it, we must need it, or we must be missing out, right? Because this brand, oh my God, it's a new brand. Everybody's talking about this brand and we didn't try it yet. We need it. right? So let me know in the chat. Y'all feeling me? Y'all feeling me? Yes, thank you, Yazzie Faye. People, hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Get it, get it. I want to have 20 likes or whatever. Whatever. All right. So when triggers and cues lead people to talk, choose, and use. Triggers, somebody put that in the chat for me, please. Triggers and cues lead people to talk, choose, and use. Y'all need to remember that when you're doing your content. You need to remember this when you're writing your descriptions. You need to remember this when you're sending out your emails. You need to remember this whenever you're doing anything. You need to remember this when you're talking about your product, when you're out somewhere and you're just explaining who you are. This is your pitch. You need to make sure that you know this, right? Because this is the key. It doesn't mean that things are going to go absolute viral, but all you need is something to work. And so that it once it start working and start circulating, then you'll be able to maximize off of that. Right? Thank you, Michelle. Triggers or cues that lead people to talk, choose, and use. Right? For exfoliating, you can talk about dull skin. Use this exfoliating bar to help your skin glow and be as radiant as you are. Yes, triggers and cues that lead people to talk, choose, and use. Good morning, Toya. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. So does that make sense to everybody? Does that make sense to you? The trigger is going to make people talk about your stuff. It's going to make them choose your product over somebody else's product. And it's going to make them use your product more than anybody else's product, right? Because you informed them, people are talking about it. They're going to feel a certain way. They're going to have a certain status. They're going to feel a certain type of way with your product, right? And that's what they need to know. Good morning, Lakeisha. Keisha, it's birthday time, girl. Post what we posting today. What we posting today? We launching on Wednesday. Keisha's birthday is on Wednesday, y'all. What we doing, sister? What we doing? What we doing? Because we need a plan. Because you got a short window, a very short window. Very short window. So everybody, y'all make sure y'all follow Clotee's Candle Co. I think that's what it's. I don't know if it's Candle Co, but I for sure know it's Clotee's. But Keisha, please put your social media handle in the chat so that everybody can engage with you, so that we can start helping you get your algorithm together, because you ain't posting, girl, like you should be. And get the algorithm together so that you can start getting boosted posts. Well, not boosted posts, but you know what I'm saying. People could engage with you. Good morning, April girl. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, and yes. I told her last night I was going to get her. I told her last night, I'm like, what's the plan? What's the plan? What we doing? What we doing? All right. Yes, everybody, please go follow her. Follow her, please and thank you. Please and thank you. Let's support one another. Let's uplift everybody. Because if you got a launch going on or you got something going on, you want somebody to support and talk about you. So please share. Please engage with her. Please follow her and do all the things, right? But make sure that you guys support, please and thank you. Let's see. I told y'all yesterday, social currency gets people going. It's provocative. Get the people going, right? I told y'all that yesterday. So make sure that you're using your social currency, because people are going to see that other people are using it. Then I must need it, right? Rather than harping on features or facts, we need to focus on feelings, underlying emotions that motivate people to action, right? So if you're depressed, then maybe you need to use my thing. If you are grieving, this is going to help you do this. If you are in a dark place, these affirmations may help you. I have affirmations with my candle. It's about self-love. It's about loving yourself. It's about getting clear. It's about, you know what I'm saying? Like if you are on the emotion, it's going to make people think I need to purchase that thing because I am in this space. I don't know I'm praying. I'm doing all the things. I'm trying to to not worry about it. I'm trying not to stress out. But the truth of the matter is that I'm stressed. Nobody knows what I'm feeling. I'm sitting in this room by myself. Nobody knows how I'm exactly feeling. And I try to have a good a happy face when I'm out in the public, but in the room I'm not. When I'm home, I'm not. I'm just alone in a dark space, right? But they need to know that there's people out here in the world that are in the same space, but you're not alone, right? You're not alone and you're not wrong, right? But let me show you how you could feel better, or let me show you some things that made it easier for me, because maybe it's not going to get immediately better, but it can get a little bit easier. It does get a little more, it does start to get a little smoother, right? Even if you feel like you're going through the motions, people will still understand, you know what? I have been feeling like I'm just going through the motions, right? I don't feel like myself. I don't feel happy anymore. I just feel like I'm just going through the motions. So maybe you need to be doing this, sis. Maybe this is what I did. When I was in blah, 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 this is what I was feeling. This is what I was doing. And I really needed something that was going to make me get back in touch with me. And so I started to do A, B, C, D. This is going to help somebody who's in that space. Is going to be a trigger for them. And they're going to be like, you know what? I need that thing. I need that thing. So does everybody understand what I'm saying? It's not just about your candle. And I'm going to keep on saying that, because a lot of the times y'all, no matter what I say, y'all just come back to your product, right? It's not just about the product. The product is okay, right? The product is the main thing for you to sell, but it's about how you're going to sell it. It's about what's attached to this product. This product is going to make them feel what? This product is going to give them this what status. This product is going to help them to answer this problem. This product is going to help them do what, right? Because everybody's always in it for themselves. They're not in it because they're trying to make you money. Some people will support you, but then they're still supporting you to say, hey girl, I did it because I wanted to encourage you to keep on going, right? Motivation, still a trigger, right? But you want to make sure that there's some kind of emotion that is attached to what you're doing. Add that emotion to what you're doing. Stop just selling the thing, but sell an emotion behind it. Tell your story as to why you started. Tell a story about what can it do. I tell you guys all the time, put it in a scenario where you want these things to be. Put it in an environment where you want it to be. And it doesn't need to be in a space that you rented or went to or blah, blah, blah. You could create that space in your home, right? I put up plenty of content ideas in my stories, and you can go and follow those people so that you can incorporate these content ideas into your own content ideas and start photographing your stuff, or start creating videos and reels and things like that, educational pieces, so that people know this is where I'm coming to get this kind of information. I'm going to come here because I'm going to get inspiration. You're going to come to BBU because you know you're going to be inspired, and you know that you're going to be informed, right? You know that there may be speakers on that's going to give you some information that's going to be key to your business. You may be coming on in the morning with me because you may be feeling down, and maybe you feeling stuck, and you just need some morning motivation, right? Maybe you just need this motivation for the day so that you could jumpstart your day and get the day going. Maybe there's something in this coffee with Nikki that I'm gonna say to you that is going to be something that is going to help you through the day. Maybe I'm touching on something that you were thinking about, but you never said it to anybody because you don't have anybody to talk to about business. And so you come here every morning so that you could get that daily cup of information and inspiration, right? And so that is what you got to remember. People are coming to you for a thing. So what are people going to come to you for? Right? Think about that. Think about that. What are people going to come to me for? Right? If you have candles, why are they coming to you? Why would people come to you? Right? Remember, I told y'all from Seth Godin's book, This is Marketing. People like us do things like this. So people like us do things like what? Like, what are they coming to you for? Because is it about relaxation? I'm gonna go to yes. It's about music. It's about self-care. It's about taking time to yourself because sometimes you just need it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's about a sensual moment. You know what I'm saying? But what are they coming to you for? Like, the overall feeling about your branding is about what? Because you care about what you're putting on your body, because you care about what you're putting in your body. Like, what are people coming to you for? So put that in the chat, you guys. I need you to get some clarity on that. What are people coming to you for? Get some clarity on your thing. Get some clarity on your thing. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me check in my notes to make sure I'm touching on everything because I don't want to miss out on nothing. Right? Yes, it's a candle, but I make you feel what? Yes, it's a soap, but I make you feel what? Yes, it's just styling, but I make you feel what? Yes, it's just earrings, but I make you feel what? Yes, it's just makeup, but I make you feel what? Yes, it's just shoes, but I make you feel what? Yes, it's just hair, but I make you feel what? That yes, it's just whatever, right? Yes, it's just whatever, and I make you feel what? And so if you know what that is, Michelle says relaxation and escape. All of your messaging should be about relaxation and escape because that's going to translate when they need that thing. Right? So I should have a whole lot more of responses. I should have about 23 responses. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. And it just could be a word. It could just be a word. It could just be a word. I get a lot of return customers that say my candles are strong and you can smell them when they're not burning. So then you don't want to just talk about just that. And just because people are saying that, Miss Deltra, you want to make sure that you are posting testimonials, your reviews, and you're letting other people know because this is social proof, right? This is your social currency. This is people loving your product. And since this is what they're saying, people are going to say, oh, I need a strong candle. And if I need a strong candle, I need to go over to Deltra because Deltra got the strong candles in those concrete vessels. Oh my gosh, I need to go get that, right? And so you need to be posting that. When you don't have nothing to post a review, post a testimonial. Maybe somebody is talking about your product. Show them talking about your product, right? Latanya says relaxation. Tiffany says relaxation. Convenience, self-care you can add throughout your day. Okay. And that should always be in the messaging. Inner child healing. That is so beautiful, LaShawn. That is so beautiful. I got to check your stuff and see, but I absolutely love that. How many people have so much trauma from not healing their inner child, right? And so that shows up in their adult life and they don't know how to express and they don't know how to be happy and they don't know how to be calm and they don't know how to be things, right? They don't know how to be because they need to calm, they need to heal that inner child so that they could be free. And I absolutely love that, LaShawn. I absolutely do. I absolutely do. You rapping now, Nikki. I got bars, y'all. I got bars. I got bars. You ain't know? No, I'm just joking. When I get tired, I be acting like I'm freestyling. My brother be like, hey, you must be tired. Yes, I am. Yes, it is. Yes, it's a cancer, but it make you feel what? Yes, it's a soap, but it make you feel what? But you remembered it, right? But you remembered anxiety, soothing, awesome. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Feeling good, smelling good, looking good. You can incorporate Deion Sanders. When you look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good. You play good, they pay good. I think I messed it up, but you know what I'm saying. When you look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good. You play good, they pay good. I think I'm right. I think I'm right. I don't think I'm missing anything. I think I'm right. Yes, it's a relaxed self-care and pampering. I hit the scent button. The scent. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. Yes. We want our candles to promote peace and relaxation. That in the moment they light this candle in their space, they are safe. And safety is a big thing. Safety is a big thing, especially if you've experienced trauma, especially if you experience heartbreak, especially if you experience abuse. Safety is everything to people, right? If you've been in certain situations, it means everything to people. And that needs to come out and come through. Lakeisha, Keisha, you got so much to work with. That safety, it needs to come out. Because Some people just need just certain things to be certain ways and to make them feel safe. Maybe they just need to do certain things that are going to make them feel safe. Maybe they just need to protect themselves in a certain way just to feel safe, right? And so safety is going to be a big thing, even if it's the safety of your sanity. That is that is bars. Even if it's the safety of your sanity, right? Gotta protect it, right? Just saying. So make sure you hop on that safety. Safety, 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 safety. Relaxation and inspiration. What are people coming to me for? What are they coming to you for, Miss Linda? What are people coming to you for? Are they coming because they want healthy hair? Are they coming to you because they have damaged hair and they need to repair it? Are they coming because they lack confidence because their hair is they're so difficult to work with? Are they coming to you because, they feel that their hair is not growing and so now it's making them feel a certain type of way about themselves? Maybe they don't feel good about themselves. Maybe they're not taking care of themselves. Maybe they need to use these products so that they can take care of themselves. Yes, it's working on the physical, but it is also going to be working on the emotional as well. Right? Yes, I was a victim of a violent crime and safety is extremely important to me. Use your story, Lakeisha. Use it. Use it. I want my candles to be lit as a celebration of self-love and celebrating the beauty within you. It's about self-care, but I feel I need to be better at translating. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you need to say, my candles are about a celebration of self. Because you should celebrate yourself every single day, right? Every single day that we're on this earth is a blessing, and you need to be celebrating that every single day. And in any moment of celebration, they should be thinking about your candle. And it's in the moment of waking up, because everybody is going to wake up or not, right? But in the moment of them waking up, they're going to think it's a celebration of life. It's a celebration of myself. I'm up, I'm alive, I'm here, I'm well. My heart is beating, I'm thriving, right? I'm going to think about this candle. How can you make that happen? How can you make that excitement transfer to your candle? Soothing, clean, and smooth. That's about the product, but what about the emotion? Miss Linda, what about the emotion? Right? You've worked in the salon. You have over 35 years of salon experience, right? You are always their counselor. People are always telling you stories, right? And while you're usually playing counselor while you're doing their hair, right? Your goal is to make them feel good, right? Because that's going to help them feel better about themselves, feel better about your tip, feel better about paying you for your services, feel better about what the look is, right? It's going to make them feel better. And so while they're sitting there telling you these things, you'll notice that there's a common thread in everybody who tells you a story, right? Some people may be upset. Somebody's husband may have cheated and they angry. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're bitter, but people are always feeling something, right? And they're always talking. So there is a common thread that people come to you for something. And while they're coming to you for that thing, you're helping them gain confidence in their parents, right? And so your emotion could be confidence. And so it needs to translate through your branding, right? Your messaging. It needs to go through, right? Everybody should be talking about confidence in your hair and the hair health, right? Because who knew you needed to detox locks, right? What's the purpose of detoxing locks? I seen you doing it on there, right? And so people need to know that, because not everybody knows that, right? Because then you could tell a story that your locks is holding energy. So what kind of energy is your locks holding? And if it's negativity, you need to let it go. We need to detox that out your hair right now, right? Because you need to be lighter. Your locks are already heavy, but we don't need emotional ties in your hair. Ooh, bars. Right? You don't need soul ties in your head. You don't need nobody else's soul ties in your head. You need to clear and detox it. And so if you're clearing and detoxing it, you're going to feel a whole lot lighter. You're going to feel a whole lot better. And you're going to be so confident when you leave out of my chair, because not only are your locks a lot lighter and detoxed and cleansed and moisturized and all those things, now you fresh. Now you have a clean slate to go out there and start the day and do whatever it is that you want to do, or take over the world, whatever that is. Right? So I'm mad you made that so simple. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So are we clear? Are we good? Are we good with the emotion? Are we good with tying the emotion to our products? Put ones in the chat if we're good with that. Are we good with the triggers? Put ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. And again, the book that I'm reading is Contagious by Jonah Barker. That's Jonah. I mean Barker. Berger. Berger. And you can get that on Audible, or you can get the physical book if you want. Or you could get the physical book. You better put a one there, because what don't you understand? Yes, we need to translate better. Yes, 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 yes. And also think about it. This is something that he said is one of the quotes. Good morning, Tracy. This is one of the quotes that he has said in the book as well. If something is built to show, it is built to grow. Right? So if you built it and you was driving. Okay. If you built it, created it, and good morning, Kay. Look what I got on, girl. If you built it to show, then it's going to grow, right? So if I'm telling you, you want to wake up every morning, right? You want to celebrate your life every morning. You want to celebrate yourself every morning, right? And if that's your trigger, because it's got to happen every single time you're alive, you walking around, you woke up, right? So whenever somebody wakes up, that's going to be something they're going to grow it. You're going to grow that because they're going to share that. They're going to continue to share it, right? Because you built it to show it to others. And if I showed it to others, then they may in turn buy the thing. And if they buy the thing, you are going to grow. And if we keep on doing this, if I keep on sharing, they're going to keep on growing. They're going to keep on buying. If I keep on sharing it to other people, they're going to listen and they're going to say, maybe I need this thing. You are going to grow. Right? And that pattern is going to keep on going and going and going, because that person is going to share with somebody else, and that person going to come and buy from you too, and you're going to still be growing, right? And so if it's built to show, it's built to grow. Remember that. And so remember that you got to have a soul tie to your story. You got to have a soul tie to your brand, because this is going to encourage people to talk about your stuff. They don't share products, they share stories. And what is the story that people are telling about your brand? Right? And so that's what I want to ask you right now. What is the story that people are sharing about your brand? It doesn't have to be long. You could give me 3 words. That's fine. But what is the story that people are sharing about your brand? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I got all of this. I also want them to come for a space they can relate to. As moms, we make it look so easy. Yes. Right. And are you tired of making it look so easy? 3 tips to making mom life easier, or 3 tips to making yourself feel better, like things like that. You gotta think about those things, right? We make it look so easy that we're often forgotten, and that's what we could say. Hey mom, you forgotten? Do you feel like they don't see you? Hey mom, hey busy mom, do you feel like this is not happening for you? Hey mom, do you feel like you are not being appreciated at your job at home? Hey mom, do you feel like these kids getting on your nerves? Hey mom, do you need to take a break because these kids they making too much noise and you trying to concentrate? Hey mom, are you trying to make dinner and you trying to help somebody with homework and you trying to do a project at the same time and pour some candles at the same time on the same table? Are you pulled in so many different directions, mom? That's how you need to be speaking. That's how we need to be speaking. Anytime you say something, you need to be talking about a mom. Right? Because if that's who you're triggering, you want to say that because people are going to be like, it's a sense of belonging. Hey, I'm a busy mom. Hey, I'm a frustrated mom. Hey, I'm an overworked employee. Hey, I'm the boss at my job, but I need some time. Hey, I'm a girl boss, but I need this. Hey, I'm a music lover, but I love this. Hey, I'm a stylista, but I love this. You know what I'm saying? But what is it that people are going to relate to you about? So, what is the story? Tiffany says they are not alone. Yes, come on now. Push classics in the house. Absolutely. I want my Black History Month earrings. Yes, that's I. Remember, hit the thumbs up, ladies. Hit them, hit them, hit them. Hit it, hit it, hit it. My husband told me that a few months ago. Oh, I thought you was all good. Right. And you falling apart on the inside. Right? No, sir, I'm more the heck out. Facts. Facts. Use that. You got a whole bunch of content in that I'm wore out. You got a whole bunch of content and your husband asking you, I thought you were good. A whole bunch of content. Why? Why? Because everybody who's in that kind of environment and their husband is the one that's working and you're the stay-at-home mother, they're always going to think you're good. Why? Because you always got to put on a happy face for everybody. You don't get a chance to break down. You don't get a chance to be angry. You don't get a chance to do that until everything just starts boiling over and then you let loose on everybody. You don't really get to do that. And so since you don't get to do that, and even when all the frustration is going on, they're like, I don't even know, I understand how you have these problems. The kids are good when I'm home. Of course the kids are good when you home because you've been gone all day. Of course the kids are good. They tired. Of course, they ain't see you all day. They just happy to see you. They see me day in, day out. Right? I'm the disciplinarian. I'm the provider. I'm the nurturer. I'm all of these things. Right? I'm the friend. I'm the enemy. I'm all of these things. And you come home and you just get to be the friendly person. You get to be the person that everybody loves. Right? You don't have to deal with the frustration. And you don't have to deal with it for as long, even if you are. Even if the kids are running around when you get home. You're not dealing with it for so long. Right? Because they got to go to bed soon. And this is something that all parents experience. And since all parents experience this, you've got plenty of content. Good morning, Naomi. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You have plenty of content to use when you're talking to moms. So when you say, I don't have anything to talk about in my content, I beg to differ because you got so much to talk about. You're an expert at these things because you live, this is your life. This has been your life for how long? Right? And so you're an expert, right? It doesn't mean that you're going to raise your kids the way everybody else raised their kids. It doesn't mean you're going to respond the way everybody else responds, but everybody ultimately has the same struggles, right? Whether you have hope or you don't, you have the same struggles. Do you need a break? Yes, parents needs break. Parents needs breaks, right? Of course, that's absolutely true. Right? And that's true for every parent that is active in their children's lives, right? So you got plenty to work with. You got plenty to work with. And let me see. When they say I'm the entertainment, the cook, the teacher, the maid, you everything. The lover, the mother, the sister, the brother, you everything. The counselor, the coach. You everything. I used to be outside with my son. He's like, Mom, can you throw me the football? I don't know how to throw no football. I'm going to throw it anyway. Just throw it to me, Mom. I just need you to throw it to me. I'm going to stand on this rock with and this is the actual thing. I'm standing on this rock with my foot up and just throw it to me because he had to maintain his balance or whatever that exercise was for. And I was like, okay. So I'm doing this. Mom, can you come outside so you can take me and take my time? So make sure, see how fast I get here. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Mom, can you take me and my friends to the movie? Can my friends come over? Like you're doing all the things. You're doing everything. Right? You have forever content because your kids are forever getting on your last nerves. And you ain't the only one. There's people in the world that's experiencing it with you, right? She is knowledgeable. Her products are great, soothe your skin, and are organic, vegan. Candles help you to pamper and relax after a long busy day. Yes, yes, and yes. And you want to make sure if they're organic, if anything that they are doing is organic and vegan, they clearly care about what they're putting in their mouth. So if you care about what you put in your mouth, you need to care about what you put on your skin, right? I taught my daughter how to craft and make candles during the pandemic. She was inspired and wanted to share our creations with the world. She propelled us forward and got us out the house. Come on, daughter. Come on, Samara. Come on, Samara. Yes, people need to know that. People need to know that your daughter held you down during the pandemic when everything was frantic and everything was crazy all over the world and everybody was stuck in the house, that your daughter held you down and said, Mom, let's do this together. I may not be telling this story right, but you know what your story is, right? You know what your story is. And so she thought so much about what we were doing that we got to bond together. We had to share a common thing that we love together, and we were able to create something that we want to share with the world, because maybe it can in turn help you bond with your child. Maybe it can be something that you're inspired to do, because now my child wants to be an entrepreneur. My child wants to share her stuff with the world. My child wants to be, a teacher. My child wants to do whatever. So whatever it is, use it. Use it, because that's the trick of everybody went through the pandemic. Everybody has stories about what happened with them in the pandemic, right? Everybody has stories, right? Everybody felt certain type of ways. Many people felt lonely. Many people felt isolated. Many people felt certain things, right? They couldn't work. They didn't want to work. You know what I'm saying? There was a whole bunch of stuff. People found things that they didn't even know were hidden talents in themselves that they didn't even know that they had. They learned things while they were at home. People were doing different things because they had time to do it. And so since people had time to do these things, everybody has some kind of connection to that experience, right? And so you don't just forget that it was an important period in time, but you can touch on it and say, this is why me and my daughter got closer. This is why I have this certain bond with my daughter. This is why we're sharing our thing with the world. This is what we're doing here. And everybody's going to say, especially if they're a parent, they're going to be like, you know what? I did get closer with my son. Let me give purchase what they got over here. Let me see what they're talking about over here, because it's going to be relatable, right? Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, they are forever. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes, y'all. Let me know in the chat. Put yes, yes, and yes in the chat. Yes, yes, and yes in the chat. I wrote, and how would they share your story about your products? I was asking you guys that. So I want you to say, I wrote this down. I want you to complete it this way. Is my eye shadow? I think it is this one. Yes, it's a product. Gotta go, ladies. All right, Trina. Have a great day. Thank you for your daily cup of information and inspiration. Yes. You're welcome. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, from experience of using the products. From experience of using the products. I'm not sure what you mean, Naomi. Are you saying so it's just the product, but from experience of using the products? Or I made it say something and I'm over it. I mean, not over it, but I forgot what I said because I be talking too much. Yes, yes, and yes. All right. So it's just the product. It's not just the product, but it's what? And let me rephrase that because I said it wrong. I said, yes, it's a product, but what's the feeling? Yes, it's a product, but what's the feeling? Yes, I'm just the honor society, but it's a place for people to feel inspired, empowered, and encouraged, right? So yes, it's just coffee with Nikki, but I'm your daily cup of information and inspiration or motivation, right? So yes, it's just that, but let me know what your product is in the chat. Let me know. And we're going to close out with that today. So I want y'all to have that at the top of your mind so it can be at the tip of your tongue. Right? Yes, it's just a product, but Put it in the chat. Yes, it's just a product, but the feeling of relaxation and satisfaction. So yes, it's just a product, but my products make you feel relaxed and satisfied, right? Yes, it's just a product, but okay, I love it. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. And we are going to close out with that today. So if you're catching the replay, you guys, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so you can know that when we go live. We will be going live tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for Coffee with Nikki. We are here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you'll be able to catch us. You'll be able to communicate with us. And also, if you like what you saw today, please share it out with somebody if you think that they can benefit from it. And if you're watching the replay, still share it, y'all. Share it. Let me see what you're saying. That is correct. I did it as a pastime, but she found us markets and told me what we need to get started. Come on, daughter. That's right. That's right. Yes, it's just a product, but it makes you feel calm and sane. Okay. Yes, it's just a candle, but it will heal your inner child. Come on, LaShawn. I love that inner child. I hope you got that trademarked. I mean, I know people talk about that all the time, but I mean, I'm talking about your whole thing. I hope you got it branded. I mean, trademarked. Yes, it's just products, but it makes you feel relaxed and self-love. Come on, y'all. Come on. Yes, it's just a product, but it makes you feel what? Come on, everybody. Get to typing. And how many likes? Somebody tell me how many likes they got. Wow. If you told me what your thing is already, how many likes do we have? Got you. Got you, got you, got you. Let me make sure. I wanted to make sure. So that was the last thing. And think about how you want people to share your thing, right? Think about how you want them to share it. So you want them to share it when they're thinking about relaxation. You want them to share it when they're thinking about self-love. You want them to share it when they're thinking about taking care of themselves. You want to share it when they're thinking about whatever, right? Thank you, Kay. Thank you, LaShawn. Thank you, Naomi. Yes, it's just a product, but it makes you feel what? Thank you, cousin. Was you on the call? I was like, cousin is quiet. Yes, it's just a product, but it makes you feel what? Yes, it's just a candle, but it's slow burning to give you more time to enjoy. I mean, that's good, but I would put the emotion in it because now you just leaving it on being a product base, right? You don't want it to just be a product based thing. You want it to be product based tied to an emotion. Yes, it's just a candle, but it's going to allow you to escape and take some time for yourself. Is going to allow you to meditate. Is going to allow you to be free. Is going to allow you to enjoy and party and dance and drink and do whatever that is. But it's got to be something that's going to be tied to an emotion, because anybody who lights a candle is going to say, I love a candle because I like the way the light looks, or I like the crackle of a wood wick. I love, people going to say that about a thing, right? But it's got to be tied to an emotion. It's got to be tied to an emotion. I want them to share when they look. I want them to share it when they look and feel good. Yes. And know that we give you, and goodness gracious, and know, you know that look we give ourselves in the mirror. Look and feel good. You know that look we give ourselves in the mirror. What's that look though? What's that look? That's a look of confidence. That's a look of um beauty. That's a look of, what's that look? What's that emotion? Yes, I'm going to complete your look, but I'm going to complete your look confidently. Yes, I'm going to complete your look, but you are going to step outside and everybody, you're going to have heads turning everywhere you go. Yes, I'm going to complete your look, but yes, it's just a candle, but I use it when I meditate. Okay. Mine is above. Did I miss it? Oh, the safe and peace. Got you. Got you. Got you. Safe and at peace. Yep. Yep. And remember, we said talk about that safety, because people's safety is important. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yes. Yes. Right? Tie that into your thing. Tie that emotion into that thing. Yes, yes, it's the candle. All candles do the same thing. Nobody has a candle that's going to do something that's new and innovative. Right? It's a candle. A soap is going to be a soap. Right? The soap is going to lather and is going to wash you, and that's the purpose of soap. Right? Yes, it's a bundle, but you're gonna put it in your head and you're gonna curl it and you're gonna fix it up, right? Yes, it's just the earring, but you're gonna take it and you're gonna put it in your ear. Unless you got a different kind of piercing, you're gonna put it wherever else it goes. Jewelry you're gonna put on your body. The things are the things, right? Everybody is going to put it on or use it the same way. Cereal is cereal. I'm gonna pour cereal in the bowl and I'm gonna either eat it dry, I'm gonna eat it with milk, right? It's the same thing, right? Yes, it's a fork, but I'm gonna eat my food with it. Because what else am I gonna do with it? Right? But you gotta put an emotion to it, right? Yes, it's just this thing. Yes, it's a candle, but it's going to do something else. It's going to do something else for your person, for your inside. It's going to fix something internally, right? It's not just about having a candle. Right. And the more we know that, the easier it's going to be for us to communicate to our people, because we're going to know that we need to touch on those things. Right. You need to have a soul tie to your product. Make sure you have a soul tie to your product. Yes, it's just a product, but it makes you feel beautiful, confident, relaxed, and motivated. Okay. Okay. So if we are all clear, right? Everybody's clear. Put some ones in the chat if we're clear. Let me know if you got some value for today, because I want you guys to know that I truly appreciate you guys sharing your hour with me. And I know that your time is valuable and that you don't get it back. So I hope that you got something that you could use that's going to be beneficial for you throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your month, throughout your life. I hope you got something that, you could take with you and share for social currency. Hey, Miss Pascal. Allows you to relax and calm your mind, body, and soul. Got it. Always value in your messages. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Deltra. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. I want y'all all to win. Believe it, believe it, believe it. It's facts. I want you all to win. I want you all to make sure that you understand that your product is just not about the product. When we start businesses, sometimes we don't know. We just go off of what we think, right? We don't. Sometimes we don't know, right? And so you start promoting one way, and it may work for a little while, and you hit a wall, and it's like, well, why isn't things selling anymore? Well, because people don't feel connected to it, right? Or maybe you're not reaching out to new people. Or maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe nobody's talking about it. Maybe you're not being where you need to be. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, things may need to change. And so these are things that are going to help you start to change the way that you put out your content, change the way that you communicate with people, change the way that you put out your emails and talk, the way you speak to your people. It's going to change that for you. Right? Thank you for being you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So with that being said, you guys, I am about to be out. I'm about to wrap this up. Thank you so much. I hear your voice throughout my day. Okay. I hope y'all hear get us together. Get us together. I hope y'all hear that. So thank you everybody so much for joining me. If you want to get the book is called Contagious by Jonah Berger. And again, you can listen to it on Audible, or you can get the physical copy if you'd like, or Kindle. I think, yeah, all of those things. You can get it however you get it how you live it. But the book is really good. So check that out. I will see you guys back in the morning. I'll be back at 9 a.m. Exactly that. I'll see you guys in the morning at 9 a.m. Hopefully, I will be bright and early. I was only 2 minutes late today, only 2. But I did shoot in my defense. I did shoot a get ready with me look. So I mean, a get ready with me video. Well, actually, I recorded myself while I was getting ready, but I was trying to rush. But I clearly trying to maneuver the camera and do all these things. It took a little more time. But tomorrow, I'm gonna be on time. I'm gonna be on time and ready to go. So you guys have an amazing day. Be productive. Make sure you are clear with your messaging. And if you need to start thinking about some strategies, start writing some things down. Start writing the things. Get you a little notebook and have it for you stay at home moms or you moms that are that's your part of your messaging. Make sure you have a notebook on your kitchen counter or somewhere in your bag somewhere. When something happens with the kids or whatever, write that down because that could be content that you could use. This kid just broke my blah, blah, blah. The baby just found my other son's crayons and wrote all over the wall, right? The dog done pulled the garbage out and dragged it through the house, dragged it through the kitchen. Don't you need to escape today? Don't you need a break? Right? Start thinking about these things so that you can write them down. Because when you actually sit down to write your content or do your content, you do get stuck. I feel it myself, right? So when you actually sit down to write it, you're like, "Ooh, I don't know what I'm gonna do." Or when you're about to post something, you're like, "Oh, I don't know what to say. I don't know." Think about the things that are going on in your everyday life that is going to be a trigger that can be relatable to the people who you are talking to, right? Your target market. So think about the things that's going to be relatable to them, and then you speak to them as such, right? And you make sure you call them by their names all the time. Hey, busy moms. Hey, overworked mom. Hey, music lover. Hey, fashionista. You know what I'm saying? Call them by what they, what they love. They love it when you talk to them. Talk to me nice. All right, you guys. Have a great day. I love you all and I appreciate you guys. Again, if you're not following me, please follow me on all social media. That's Bubble Babes University, BABEZ. And if you're not subscribed yet to my channel, please subscribe. And I will see you guys on tomorrow. I hate when people say on tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. See y'all. Thank you for joining.